Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Juneteenth, we got a bunch of wrestling talk today, including our WWE Smackdown review. People have been waiting for this one, man. The Usos out of the Bloodline. They said, I quit. I'm out of here. And here's your super kick for your troubles, Roman. Solo. Go shove it, is what the Bloodline said.
Rocks.
Is what the Usos said to the Bloodline. It's not paranoia, Larson. It's the Usos.
It is the Usos. It is, in this case, the Usos.
Day one-ish, man. That's what's going down. We're going to talk about that. And we got a little bit of collision fallout, if you will, or at least an interesting booking decision on the part of Tony Khan. Larson, what's going on with all that?
So in case you haven't heard, CM Punk made his AEW return this Saturday. Debut Collision in Chicago. That's where he's from. Chicago, Illinois. And with this week's Dynamite likewise in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. Fightful Select reports the Elite probably won't be making a live appearance on this Wednesday's show, stating, quote, we're told that there were pre-tapes done and to progress some of their angles. Gosh, I can't talk today, but there's a good chance they're not in the arena. But Fightful Select also notes that CM Punk may make an appearance. It makes sense. Shows in Chicago. Phil's in Chicago. The Elite aren't going to be there. Have Phil show up in Chicago because Chicago really likes CM Punk.
They do. Yeah, they like their CM Punk, as we saw on Saturday. Of course, our review is available right now over there, right here at the channel. So check that out.
Like that. You said right here.
That's
right here.
I'm so used to doing the crotch shot right here. Yeah, and I walk and go to the bank, and they're like, hey, do you have your deposit? Yeah, it's right here. And they're like,
yeah, anytime you say right here, you just automatically do that, huh?
I kind of do. It's right here at the channel, available if you want to listen to it or check it out. What is your take on, like, is it, okay, we're in the middle of a story where the Elite are the good guys, and their people are coming at them from all angles. And they're all bad guys. We got this new alliance between Callis and Takeshita. They're the family or whatever. United Empire's coming after him. We got the Blackpool Combat Club. They're all bad guys.
Yeah.
So if you're Tony Khan, is this like, well, you're walking into Chicago. We just did the Punk thing. The crowd's going to take over if the Elite show up. Or are you like, hey, we want to keep on generating some interest here and get people talking. How did the Elite handle the Chicago crowd that was crapping all over him? Do you think this is a smart move for Tony Khan to keep the Elite out of, number one, a lot of people are framing this as, oh, the Elite don't want to be in Chicago. That's ridiculous. Tony Khan's got the final say. If you wanted the Elite to be in Chicago, they'd be in Chicago.
They'd be in Chicago, and they were in Chicago during the Best of Seven Trios Championship thing, and they really played to the crowd during that match, antagonizing the crowd.
Bit of a different situation here, given the storyline they're in. Is this a smart move, or would you have put the Elite in?
If the point is that we're trying to elevate or book the Elite as baby faces and don't want to put them in a situation where they'll get booed, then I guess I could see that logic. But at the same time, you got Phil over here making all sorts of references to the Elite in his promo and his interview with ESPN, talking about Hangman, talking a little bit about All Out and the Scrum, not the brawl itself though. I guess the issue is, in one sense, yeah, go ahead and don't shy away from the tension. But on the other hand, if you do that, then there's a possibility that you're indirectly promoting a match that may never happen.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was one, I'm still mulling over this promo of CM Punk's, and I still maintain that it was an excellently delivered promo, the contents of which are kind of confusing if you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, they don't reference the stuff on TV. Obviously, we know that the AEW hardcore crowd in general, they're the ones who know about this backstage stuff. If you're a casual and you're like, oh, wait a second, CM Punk, I remember him. I'm going to check out I'm Home on Saturday night. I do my boozing on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
so I'm not
a Thursday
there for
night
Dynamite.
drinker. Yes.
Right, exactly.
Karaoke's on Sunday. My Saturdays are free.
Right, exactly. So I'm home on a Saturday. I didn't see what happened before. Let me check out the CM Punk promo. What is he talking about? What is this counterfeit money? Who's this Zaslav guy? I'm very confused right now. That was like one of my main takeaways from promo was like, okay, if you're not in on the nerd stuff, then it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that. What were we talking about?
CM Punk's the content of Phil's promo being a bit confusing. But I saw some on Twitter that somebody had a side by side video of Phil taking the, that square piece.
Yeah, the flag from the.
He did the same in WWE in 2013 or something like that.
He was a bad guy. He turned bad. Yeah.
And he cut his hair real short. Mm-hmm. So if that's what Phil was referencing, and we're on the precipice of heel CM Punk, well, then that promo makes a lot more sense.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, it was very.
But to deliver a promo like that, which in a lot of capacities has a lot of heel attributes, and get a huge babyface response in Chicago, there was a bit of a disconnect. I understand.
Oh, that's what I was going to say, because you brought up the match that won't ever happen.
Yeah.
That's another thing as well, is it's a promo for a match that's never going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the people in our YouTube comments that are like, oh, you got worked again. I hope they're right. I hope that somehow, some way, CM Punk and Hangman Page are going to make some money off this. I hope Kenny Omega and CM Punk are going to make some money off it.
Nothing that Phil has done, whether it be ESPN interview or the promo on Collision, made me think there's any hope that we'll ever get Elite versus Punk and FTR match, except the Young Bucks addressing it in their Twitter bio.
Yeah, they had a very flip view of it. Something about a T-shirt in 2018.
Yeah, if this was 2018, we would already had a counterfeit Bucks T-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
They seem to be taking it in stride. Do you think? Let me ask you this: they've been called out by Pepsi Phil, by One Bill. Do you think there will be, besides the Twitter bio, any on-screen being the Elite? They'll probably reference on being the Elite. But do you think there's going to be any on-screen response, even if there's no match that's going to happen?
Any on-screen response, I think, will be somewhat tempered if there's not going to be an actual match. If there's a situation where they're like, okay, not now, but maybe at some point, time heals all wounds is how the saying goes. Mm-hmm. Like if whatever issues, beefs they had or have are starting to soften a little bit, and it's not something they'll necessarily not discuss at some juncture. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I hope they do. I really do. I mean, just for the fact that, if they can get on the same page, I just think that's probably better for everybody in AEW.
Yeah. I mean, even if they get on the same page and still never have a match.
Yeah.
That's just better for the locker room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If they get
you don't want to have a divided locker room.
If they get on the same page and don't have a match, then they're just silly, because they're just leaving money on the table right there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But I'm saying, obviously there's a money-making aspect to having the feud on television, but in terms of healing any wounds that may exist in a locker room that has the risk of being divided, that's an issue. You don't want to have that if you can avoid it. If you could patch things up to have a more harmonious locker room. Yeah.
I hate to say this or to bring it up, because I don't know, but like again, one reason why I've been thinking about the promo, I think over the weekend in my, down moments or whatever, is like one thing that I've noticed, the quote unquote discourse on, I don't know why I say quote unquote, it's discourse, the discourse on Twitter and whatnot over this seems to have really divided people. Fans of AEW within the AEW fan sphere have taken this promo and really got heated with it. And I know Twitter is a small segment of a large fan base. I don't think it's indicative of the larger fan base. I hope most people are there just to appreciate what they see. And if they don't like it, they don't like it, whatever. But in terms of stoking the fires of tribalism within your own company, is this promo a smart idea? Because it really went out of its way to kind of accomplish that, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why some people probably thought, I to a certain degree, people are looking for any little detail that would indicate this was either now a work, always was a work, has been a work since Brawl Out,
Yeah, right, yeah.
But yeah, assuming, and I don't think it is, but assuming it's not, I don't think it's a work, assuming it's not, that you run the risk of that happening, where you're stoking divisions with stuff like this.
it's a really unique thing in wrestling, at least in like sort of modern wrestling history, as far as I go back to like 96 or 7 or whatever when I started watching. Like, I've never seen a company actively try to split their fan base between, as somebody here says, it's now Dynamite and Collision tribes. If CM Punk stays on Collision, at least when they're not in Chicago, if he just stays on Collision, you got the Elite on Dynamite. And if they stay in AEW, you're sort of like actively trying to split your fan base. And I don't know, maybe it's a genius move, because maybe it simply drives engagement and discussion of your product. I mean, I would think that you'd probably prefer something like, and I hate being an E-drone, as they say, but like the Bloodline, which we're going to talk about extensively today, where it's like everybody universally is like, oh my God, this is such good shit. As opposed to, well, you're soft. No, you're soft.
But, getting back to the Bloodline thing, I'd say the one sticking point people have is, well, Cody should have beat Roman. No, Roman should have beat Cody. That plays into the overall Bloodline story. That's like the one kind of, and we saw this when we did our Q&A video last week, where we kind of had this discussion whether it was the right move or not. And there was a lot of comments saying ball drop, bad move, not having Cody win. So that is a point of contention amongst a segment of the fan base there.
Yeah.
But not in terms of literally dividing potentially an entire fan base into, two sections and have them talk crap to each other.
It is. I don't know. It's an interesting approach. I'm not even saying, good move or bad move. It's something.
It is something.
Hogan Ice here says, with a super chat, says, we got a clever one here, Larson. Says, more like CM Punk because he's a stinky instigator. Are you one of those outside agitators? No, sir. You one of them outside agitators. You know what that's from?
No, sir. We got Benoit Richer here. Renewed the membership for 3 months. The CM Punk promo was similar to the promo of the Elite when they returned.
It's from The Graduate. Are you one of those outside agitators?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
No, sir.
Plastics, right?
I'm going to tell you one word, Benjamin. Plastics. Okay.
You want to talk SmackDown specifically?
Oh, please, can we?
The Bloodline saga.
Holy shit.
So Roman was on the show. The whole point of Roman being there essentially was, well, Jey has to make his choice.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He has to make a decision. Is he going to be the heir apparent to the throne of the tribal chief, stay in the Bloodline, or is he not? Is he going to choose his twin brother and turn his back on the Bloodline? And Jay's kind of sticking point throughout this was, well, if I'm staying, you're gone, Paul.
Yeah.
And whether that was a genuine negotiating tactic or something that Jey tried to do to sow some division between Heyman and Roman kind of remains to be seen. We'll see how that plays out. But Jey made his choice, and there was really no ambiguity about it.
Yeah.
Chose his brother like we expected. The only thing I found a bit surprising, and it's not a massive surprise, they could have got a little more mileage out of Jey making his choice here. I was kind of expecting this all to kind of come to a head at Money in the Bank.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, it was sort of like 2 weeks of what's Jey going to do. I mean, like last week they were promoting Jay's going to make his decision, and then like they sort of pushed on it because he had the match. Instead, it was Paul's pitch to Jey. And dude, that's not a bad point. I would just counter with, they've seemingly timed out everything since, from like going back, I don't know, since when, like Clash of the Castle. When Clash of the Castle, the Drew McIntyre stuff, when it was like, oh, Drew might win this, and then all the Sammy stuff, like sort of in the same, vicinity time wise, and everything up until now has been just really, really well timed. And so I don't know, I kind of dig moving along, because you run the risk, don't you, of running out of like, oh, what's Jey going to choose? What's Jey going to do?
Yeah.
What's he going to do? And maybe you could have had a big Rumble Elimination Chamber type story beat at, or whatever the last one was, when Jimmy, at the last pay-per-view when Jimmy kicked Roman.
Yeah.
Night of Champions, I guess. You could have maybe had that at Money in the Bank. Instead, they straight up went And the thing that I'm kind of surprised of is that they just sort of announced Money in the Bank match on Twitter as opposed to building to that match.
Yeah.
But man, I guess strike when the iron's hot. It is hot right now.
Yeah.
And one thing, and it's funny because after the fact, you see they did a digital exclusive of like what happened after Roman got kicked. And it was merely him sitting in the ring, but the camera work mixed with the lyrics was such an amazing moment that I'm glad they put this out for everybody. And it was Roman sitting there, and as the camera gets closer to him, the lyrics say it's not paranoia, it's the Usos. And it's like, oh my God, it's so good.
It is really good. It is really good. I kind of wish they'd actually had that to close out SmackDown, but
I know, and I do kind of wonder if maybe there was the thought to do that, but given the live television logistics, maybe it's too difficult, you know?
I wonder if they kind of ran a little long on that closing segment, because as soon as the double super kick hit Roman, they were out,
Yeah.
So maybe they went a little long with the back and forth of that segment. I don't know.
SmackDown usually ends at like 58.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe they have actually extended to 7 o'clock Pacific. They would have captured that moment. I don't know how long it was afterwards, but man, it was absolutely good. Roman's once again, everybody's performance with Jey as the anchor, as the absolute MVP of this storyline, just did magnificent. But Roman, you can't discredit Roman. He's so damn good. When Jey said, "You're out," Roman's like almost belly laugh. Yeah. And then he says, "I'm out too." And Roman ate that super kick like a shotgun to the head.
Especially the second one, the double one. Yeah.
Oh, and he went, and I love some of the disc. And again, shout out to, what is it? Myth Gifts Wrestling.
Yeah.
I think
Myth Gifts. Yeah.
An excellent Twitter follow.
Yes.
Because all they do is they just break down the stories. No real editorializing. It's an analysis, And Roman charging at them without the thought that these guys are going to blast me in the fucking head. Just, no, I'm charging them. Nobody does that to me.
He's trying to reassert his own authority over it.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't occur to him that these guys are going to do anything. But super kick his ass off.
Yeah.
And then he just gets blasted with these guys these guys with the stereo super kicks. Just a magnificent segment. I thought SmackDown from beginning to end was pretty damn good, dude.
Yeah, it was a solid show. It definitely was. It was a solid show. Another thing that happened, I won't ever argue against gauntlet matches on any wrestling program.
I love them.
And we had Pretty Deadly walk away as winners of the tag team gauntlet, set up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's new number one contenders. So they will have their title bout on the SmackDown before Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Which, much like Charlotte versus Asuka, is an interesting choice. I guess it really loaded up that SmackDown, but those are two matches that potentially could have happened at Money in the Bank on the pay-per-view. I still wouldn't be surprised if we get Charlotte, Asuka, and Bianca at the pay-per-view.
Okay, so right now for Money in the Bank, we've got
two ladder matches.
Money in the Bank matches. We've got the Bloodline match.
Yeah.
You said the Pretty Deadly match? That's not at Money? I thought that's at Money in the Bank.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. And then do we have a women? And then the one of the women's matches there at the SmackDown before. That's the one you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Rhea doesn't seem to have an opponent for.
No.
hers.
So this is what this is according to Wikipedia. Is 5
Seth
matches.
will have a match because
Seth versus
and Finn.
Seth and
Seth
Finn,
is going
then
to lose that thing to Damian Priest.
And then Cody and Dom is the other match announced for Money in the Bank. Those are your 5 matches for Money in the Bank.
Oh, that makes sense because the ladder matches are always long.
Yeah, they usually take about 40 minutes or so.
Okay, yeah, that makes it. God, I love that they do. I love they just pack everything they can in like 3 hours. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then dude, that's a loaded SmackDown.
Those
are going to be. Do we know, is Raw in the UK as well, or are they doing Raw here and then flying over there afterwards?
I don't know.
Okay,
sure.
that's fine. But yeah, no, that's the Money in the Bank is an absolutely loaded show. That's going to be really good. And we still have a lot to talk about in terms of what we think is going to happen with the Bloodline in their storyline. Is Jay anywhere closer to being the guy to dethrone Roman? We're going to talk about that stuff here in a moment. But Larson, first, you want to maybe pay some bills, perhaps?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a quick break here, get a word from our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. Steve, I know over the past few weeks I've talked about some of the accidents I've had or witnessed during my life, but then I was thinking over the weekend, and I remembered a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What possibly could you have this time?
I mean, where do I begin? I guess, but I could talk about the time I almost drowned in our backyard when I was a kid, or when I got bit in the face by a dog.
Jeez, I mean, man. You are literally the most accident-prone person I know.
But that's exactly the point I've been trying to make to you, Steve. Accidents can and do happen to me, and they could happen to anybody. You can be injured because of those accidents when you least expect it. Luckily, I've never been seriously injured due to any of the accidents, even when I got bit in the face by a dog. But if you do find yourself injured, you can check out America's largest injury law firm with over 100 offices nationwide, Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan has a proven record of getting their clients full and fair compensation. Listen to this, Steve. They've recovered more than $15 billion for their clients.
Man, 15 bill Phil. And Morgan & Morgan makes it easy to submit a claim. It's more like ordering takeout than hiring a lawyer. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit your claim, and you can do it without having to leave your couch. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/raw or dial #law, that's pound 529, from your cell phone.
That's forthepeople.com/raw or #law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
Why don't you grab a quick maybe super chat or a question here, because I forgot to do one thing here.
All right.
And then we'll continue on with our other ad today.
Sounds good. We got a super chat here from Josh. Thank you so much. Maggie doing some super chat testing there. Thank you, Maggie. Let's see here. I'm just trying to do something that says, I love the fact that when Jay confronted Jimmy and Jimmy was honest, Jay knew his decision right then, because Roman would have lied and manipulated the situation.
Oh, absolutely. All right, man. I think we're ready for our next sponsor today. We're going to take another quick break. This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, Larson, it can be pretty easy to get caught up in what everybody needs from you, whether it's work, family, or friends. You can spend so much time giving that you start feeling stretched too thin and burned out because you can't find the time to take a moment to think about what you need from yourself.
Yeah, you know, when I was in my mid-20s, I had lost that balance and felt I wasn't giving myself the time to figure out what I needed for me, and because of that, I started dealing with severe anxiety. Eventually, it got to the point where I realized that I had to go to therapy. And it took me a few tries to find someone I felt comfortable talking to, but once I did, I learned the tools that I needed to better cope with my anxiety. So if you're looking to bring some balance back to your life, therapy can help you learn the tools you need so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. And if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try.
BetterHelp is entirely online and is designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. And all you got to do to get started is fill out a brief online questionnaire, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/raw to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw. Yeah, let's see here. Aaron Drew here has a super chat. Says, since Carlito said the rumors are true, he signed back with WWE. When do you think he'll make his return? If he keeps talking about, signing with WWE, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to talk about that stuff, man.
No, I don't think so. I thought I heard that he said something about the rumor. Yeah, it's the House of Glory event. The rumors are true, but that it wasn't necessarily signing with WWE.
Yeah, I heard that he didn't make it explicit.
Oh, he said the rumors are true, and that's I taught El Hijo del Vikingo all of his moves. That's what he said.
Oh, okay. So he was sort of trolling the crowd there.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, that was a special moment in Puerto Rico if it leads to him coming back. You know, man, I do appreciate when, number one, I liked Carlito a lot when he first debuted and he was doing, you know, the thing that everybody knows him for. And then they sort of just like, you know, lobotomized the guy. Like he showed up again or he, you know, the longer he was with them, it was like, he's not cool. He's not Caribbean cool anymore.
Yeah.
But whenever they go away for like an extended period of time, they come back. It's like, I was never an MVP fan. But when he came back a couple of years ago, He's great. Even
Great.
Goldberg couldn't cut a promo to save his life back in the day. He came back. Man, I'm listening to what this guy has to say. Kind of curious to see if Carlito has that same thing where simply age makes you a little bit better,
Totally. I guess we can mention this before we get to our SmackDown recap. I saw that Moose announced on Twitter right before we started, staying in Impact, signed the longest deal that anybody's ever signed in Impact's history.
That's awesome. Love it. I like Moose. I think he's cool, man. He cracks me up because I love that he could do like everything, man. He could do comedy.
Yeah, he really can.
He could do the drama. He could do scary. He could be funny.
Yeah.
He's pretty great.
Yeah, he's really versatile.
Yeah.
So SmackDown kicked off with Kayla Braxton awaiting the arrival of the Bloodline in the parking area of the arena. An SUV pulls up. Solo opens the door for Roman. He and Heyman exit the SUV, and Kayla asks Roman for an update. And Roman just says, "Wise man, your girlfriend is here." Just keeps on walking. So Heyman stops, and she asks him the same question. He just kind of gives her a really heavy sigh and then walks off himself.
After that, we had the beginning of the tag team #1 contender gauntlet match. Kicked off with Street Profits versus the Brawling Brutes. Brawling Brutes, this is probably like the longer of the matches, but it really wasn't even that long. I know
the final one was probably the longest. Brutes and Pretty Deadly was probably the longest.
You think so? Yeah. But yeah, like it really wasn't anything all that special. Sheamus hits Dawkins was it Dawkins with a bro kick to get the win here? Yeah. And again, man, I kind of wonder if the Street Profits are caught in this weird limbo of they're gonna split them up, but like they don't really want to tease splitting them up because they're not sure they want to split them up, but they're not going to win anything while they're not being split up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like they made a point on commentary saying that they were the top tag team drafted during the draft, but
they did, yeah.
It seems kind of clear they don't really have a whole lot of plans for them. So I don't know. So
I know you do Pretty Deadly in London. I know you do that, right?
Yeah.
But like, I would have thought if you're going to tell a story with the Street Profits, you just tell the damn story. Either decide, either split them up or don't split them up.
Yeah. And if you're not going to split them up, then actually get them involved in stories. So one interesting aspect of this match is the ring was surrounded by all the other teams in the gauntlet match. And that usually doesn't happen.
It's a gauntlet
lumberjack kind of, but the other teams didn't necessarily get involved. So next team, Good Brothers. Yeah. So at one point, Carl Anderson knocks Ridge Holland off the apron. Rather than doing anything to Sheamus, who is down at this point, he gets on the corner and starts posing. And he gets off the corner, turns around, Sheamus hits him with a bro kick, and then just falls on him to get the win because the Good Brothers had the advantage here.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But what does Carl Anderson do? He pins. Eats pins.
That's what he does. The devil digs.
Yeah. Then the Brawling Brutes took on the LWO. Another pretty quick match. Ridge is in the ring, just wrecking Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, and then hits Cruz, which I think is a new finisher.
Yeah, I don't really see Ridge like in a position to hit his finish and win for the Brawling Brutes all that often. So who knows? I know Cross has a new finish.
Yeah,
it's very elaborate.
It is.
it's like 2 setup moves and then an actual move.
A pump handle into power slam and then swings them around to like a DDT. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It looks cool, but yeah, it might have a couple ingredients too many.
Sorry, I just snorted. So yeah, LWO gets beat by the Brawling Brutes here. After that, we have Hit Row immediately. Ridge tosses
Ashanti.
Adonis, Ashanti out of the ring. Top Dollar just gets in, runs right into a bro kick, and Brawling Brutes wins again. That brings in Pretty Deadly. They hem and haw a little bit because they're like, "Oh, that was fast," but then, they end up getting the win here on the Brawling Brutes. Let's see here. How does this finish up here? Yeah, this was pretty long. So Ridge pounces Elton out of the ring. Prince drives Ridge into the ring post, into the ring steps. Wilson crawls to the apron. Sheamus looks for the 10 beats thing. Prince tries to break it up. Sheamus gives them both 10 beats. He gets Wilson up for a Razor's Edge. Prince tags in. Sheamus hits the Razor's Edge, covers, but then Prince hits Sheamus with a leg drop off the top to get the win because Sheamus didn't know the tag had happened. So Pretty Deadly gets the win. They're in the ring throughout the commercial break. Sammy and Kevin Owens come to the ramp. Of course, they're the champions. Sammy says, I feel like congratulations are owed to Pretty Deadly. I'll be honest, I didn't expect you to win. I don't think anybody expects you to win, and you won. However, you won about 5 minutes ago, and you're still in there celebrating, and by my calculations, you've overstayed your welcome by about 5 minutes. I think I speak for everybody when I say, just get the hell out of here already, would you? So Prince says, oh, that was really cute. I've got a good question, though. We just beat 5 teams, yet our hair is drier and looks better than that mess of a man right there. How dare you come out and interrupt Pretty Deadly? So Wilson says, let's cut to the chase. You said we're out here for 5 minutes too long, but when we become undisputed tag champions, we'll celebrate even longer. And they go on with the even longer bit. Yeah. And then Sammy gets annoyed with it. He says, Kev, you're hearing this, right? I just want to make sure because the way you've been blowing up lately, this isn't bothering you. And Kevin's like, you keep telling me to calm down, so I'm trying to stay calm, but looking at them and listening to them makes me want to go down and punch them in their stupid faces. So Sammy says, yeah, I think we should go do it. So they run to the ring and Pretty Deadly get the hell out of there.
Yep. Then we're backstage in the Bloodline locker room. Heyman is literally trembling backstage. He's so nervous. And he says to Roman, my tribal chief, have you spoken to Jay? And Roman says, no, wise man. Who's the tribal chief? And Heyman says, well, you are my tribal chief. And Roman says, exactly. When Jay is a tribal chief, people will reach out to him. But I'm still tribal chief, so he should reach out to me. And Heyman says, how very wise of you. And Roman then asks him, have you spoken to Jay? And Heyman says, no, not since last week when Jimmy kicked. And Roman cuts him off and says, wise man, it's not a question. I'm telling you, go talk to Jay now.
Oof. Who's the tribal chief? You are. After that, we had Io Sky versus Zelina Vega. Of course, Bayley, as she's prone to do these days, meddles a little too much. Ends up getting the loss, contributing to the loss here for Io Sky, which is great for Zelina Vega walking into Money in the Bank with momentum. Wins. So she's not going to get the briefcase, but at least she gets some wins out of this because Io Sky's totally winning that thing, man.
Yeah, because Bayley's putting up her Money in the Bank ladder match spot next week against Shotzi. So is Io going to cost Bayley that match?
Maybe. I don't know. That's going to go well for Bayley, man.
Yeah, I don't know either. So, Bayley's distracting the ref. Io rolls up Zelina, but since the ref's arguing with Bayley, not counting the pinfall, because Io had Zelina roll up for like 5 seconds. So anyways, Zelina eventually kicks out. Io starts yelling at Bayley for distracting the ref. Zelina hits her with a 619 to get the win. After that, we're in Adam Pearce's office. He's on the phone. Bianca walks in and says, Adam, you said you were going to figure this out. So where's my rematch? And Pierce says, I gave you my word. I get this figured out. I promise it's being talked about, but I can't give you an answer tonight. So Bianca says, you're telling me I just have to be patient? She says, see, I went out about getting my rematch the right way. So now, right or wrong, I'm doing it my way.
Yeah, I like Bianca was great in this whole episode, man. Her little face off with Charlotte later on is really good stuff. Before we get to that, Bayley and Io are backstage. They're arguing. Bayley says, when we get in this ladder match, it's every woman for herself. Shotzi steps in. Says, well, it wasn't every woman for herself, and you cost me my qualifying match. Said if it wasn't for you, I'd be in Money in the Bank. Bayley says, who cares? You're not in Damage Control's level. You don't belong in that ladder, Mitch. So get out of here. We're talking. Shotzi says, if you're so confident, why don't you put your spot on the line against me? Bayley laughs, asks Io, oh, is she serious? And Io just says, she accepts. And Shotzi says, cool, I'm going to go to Pierce and make it official. And then Bayley's like, what was that for? And Io says, I was just trying to help.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It was good. Then we got Grayson Waller effect with guest Charlotte Flair. It's kind of weird that they just have Grayson Waller doing this talk show, not having him actually wrestle or establish himself more as an in-ring performer thus far.
I wonder, I kind of like it this way so far because, and I forget, honestly, I saw this on Twitter. It was somebody somewhere, so I don't know what the attribution is, had said they're going to get to him. They're just building him up pretty slow. I have no idea who said that, but it feels like that's what they're doing.
Maybe.
Number one, I still don't know if there's like an update on his injury from the last time we saw him in NXT. So maybe he's taking some time because of that. But also, I like that, look, he could be Miz TV levels of annoying if they rush this. If they just have it if every one of these Grayson Wallers are all just about Grayson Waller. I kind of like that he's just driving stories here And he's doing silly little things like when Bianca's music hits, you see him dance and he's kind of being silly about it. He's not obnoxious, at least not to the degree that it's like, man, I really want this guy to dial it down, or I really don't want this guy on my TV. And maybe if he lets the spot, or if they have him put the spotlight on who's in the ring, it'll like sort of endear the crowd a bit more to him, so that when he does get in an actual feud, it'll be like well received, as opposed to, man, this guy's just annoying. I don't, because I don't know, some of those Grayson Waller effects in NXT, they were just long and kind of obnoxious and not in a good way, you know?
Yeah, no, I know. At least with the Grayson Waller effects on the main roster, he's just more or less facilitating other stories rather than being the focal point. So he introduces the show, welcomes Charlotte to the ring. Charlotte comes to the ring, grabs Mike. Waller says he's excited to have Charlotte on the show, says in 2 weeks in London, Charlotte and Asuka will battle for the WWE Women's Championship, mentions Charlotte ending Asuka's winning streak at Mania, but he adds this isn't the same Asuka you faced in the past. And Waller asks her if she'll become a 15-time champion. Charlotte says 15-time, 16-time, but since we're talking numbers, I have Asuka's number. And she says to Waller, you can woo now. And so Waller goes, but then Bianca comes through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she says Charlotte, and I love this bit. I thought Bianca totally held her own. The crowd was, chanting EST and all that.
Mm-hmm.
She says, Charlotte, with all due respect, your accolades speak for themselves, but someone has to explain to me how things are working around here. I lost my title. I was told I was going to get a rematch. I didn't get a rematch. And then here you come and call your shot and get an opportunity. Am I tripping or am I tripping? Charlotte walks towards Bianca, and the crowd's chanting EST. Charlotte says, by the way, both their gears were absolutely amazing. Charlotte's like, really has a crazy color pattern on it. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Charlotte says, well, hello, EST. With all due respect, I walked in, called my shot, and I got it. I didn't rewrite the rules, so no, I'm not going to apologize. The line starts and ends with me. Yeah, I lost to Rhea at Mania, and I didn't get a rematch, so aren't we both owed a rematch? Bianca says, okay, but you know what? I try to do it the right way. I got defeated and I stayed, and I try to do it the right way. I didn't go away and hide for 3 months. Maybe I should take things into my own hands too. Charlotte says, hold on. You think I ran away? I might have stepped away, but I didn't run away. If anybody knows anything about defeat, it's me. I've beaten the best and I've lost to the best, but I picked myself up 14 times. I'm a champ with or without the title. Are you? So Bianca says, first of all, I am the longest reigning women's champ of the modern era. You know what else? I didn't have to do it 14 times, so put some respect on my name. You know what else? You can stand in here and say whatever you want to make yourself feel better. You can sit here and talk about all the things you've done. I can talk about all the things I've done. But the past is the past, and the future is, since I didn't get my rematch, you best believe I'm going to stand in ringside for your title, Mitch, with Asuka. I'm done being patient. No matter who wins, I'm going to step in that ring and face them face to face and call my shot, because that title is coming back to me. I thought this was a killer promo. I thought that it was motivated by reason and logic.
Yeah.
And I thought it was well delivered by everybody involved. And Grayson Waller stood back. He was entertaining. I thought it was good stuff.
I mean, it's Bianca being a proactive babyface, and that's what we want to see.
Right. Yeah. I'm not putting up with this shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
By the way, we just got some gifted memberships here from Leisha here in the YouTube chat. Thanks so much, Leisha.
Thank you, Leisha. We got one from Hogan Ice too, another membership.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Hogan. Thank you,
Leisha. Thank you, Hogan Ice. We see Jey Uso backstage. Heyman walks up to him and says, I'm sorry I told you the truth last week. I'm sorry I was right last week. I'm sorry Jimmy kicked you in the face last week. It cost you an opportunity to become the next U.S. champion. Now you know it. Now you know it was intentional. Jimmy doesn't miss. He has the most accurate kick next to yours in all of WWE. He meant to kick the tribal chief in the face at Night of the Champions. He meant to kick you in the face last week. The jealousy, the envy on display to embarrass and victimize his own twin brother in front of the entire world. Jey, you don't deserve that. And for that, I'm sorry. And so Jey says, I'm sorry too, OG. I'm sorry that if I'm in, you're still out. Sorry. And then Heyman walks off.
That was good stuff. I'm sorry that if I'm in, you're still out. After that, we had AJ Styles and Mia Yim versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett. I like this, man. I thought this was good stuff. This is how you become a true depth guy, is you get the wins that don't matter, but then you take the losses that do.
Exactly.
So we saw here that Karrion Kross with his new elaborate finisher and an appropriate amount of distraction can totally beat AJ Styles. But when it comes to a one-on-one match, guess what? He's not going to beat AJ Styles.
So the result's going to be phenomenal. That's what you're saying.
Those results will definitely be phenomenal. Also phenomenal. Hogan Ice here gifted 5 memberships to the community. Thank you so much, man. Y'all are so absolutely nice.
I know. It's incredible. So down towards the finish, AJ hits Karrion with a Styles Clash. Scarlett breaks up that pin. And so she starts fixing, like getting the hair out of his face.
Yeah.
And then he takes off his left-hand glove and says, I'm married, bitch.
He said, I'm down. Let's do it. You guys do couples?
That's the opposite of what he said.
I know. What the heck, AJ? Come on, man. Live a little, buddy.
So Scarlett slaps him. So then Mia pulls Scarlett out of the ring. Kross then puts AJ in the cross jacket, hits him the forearm to the back, and follows with this new, like pump handle, power slam, swinging DDT type deal.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this move. No, I'm not going to do this move. No, I'm not going to do this move. Yeah.
Maybe the point is to confuse the person taking it.
It's definitely confusing. Remember that time Chris Jericho couldn't figure out how to take a Destino?
Yeah.
That made me laugh. So, look, Chris Jericho is great in the ring. He really is. But that's not surprising to me because the Destino is a needlessly complicated
It really is, where Naito does a thing where he flips over the person and then drops the DDT. I know.
It's weird, yeah.
It is weird.
I love, because that was the first time I'm like, man, these wrestlers really know what they're doing. And then Chris Jericho, a veteran, a guy who knows everything, he's been everywhere, he gets like, what the hell is this shit?
I know.
It was pretty good.
The funniest is when Miz couldn't do a figure 4. With Ric Flair right there in the ring with him.
Like, we used to do figure 4s in college. Man.
It's easy.
It's not that difficult.
It's not that difficult. So then we're with Roman and Solo in the locker room, and Heyman enters, and Roman just says, well, and Heyman shakes his head no. And then Solo like almost charges towards Heyman, and Heyman gets scared and scurries out. And then Solo asks Roman, you need me to handle this? And Roman goes, no, we got plenty of time.
We have plenty of time. After that, we're about to have a Cameron Grimes interview where he's going to talk about his lunar travels, but instead Baron Corbin attacked him. He said, the only line he got out was, I've been having so much fun here on SmackDown. Doing what? You're never on the show.
I know. You beat Corbin in like 5 seconds. Apart from that, you're not on.
I wander around backstage. Sometimes I go to catering. I brought some moon pies so people remember that I'm here.
Like I had so much fun backstage at catering, always taking the last piece of prime rib.
Exactly. Man, I've been playing a lot of that up, up, down, down. It's so much fun.
I love video games. I made my fortune on GameStop stonks.
GameStop stonks.
Then Rey Mysterio comes to the ring. He introduces Santos Escobar. Says Santos be next Mr. Money in the Bank. So Santos comes to the ring. Says timing is everything. I've worked hard, a lot of sacrifices for the opportunity of a lifetime when I compete for Money in the Bank. Ray, I want to tell you something. I love you. You inspire me, and I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for my family, for La Raza, and for everyone in the WWE universe who has a dream. Then he's entered by LA Knight.
Yeah.
So he comes to the ring, act like he's going to shake Ray's hand. Instead, just pushes him over.
He shoved the shit out of that dude.
And then Santos sets him up for a 619. Knight rolls out of the ring before Ray can hit it. SmackDown rolls on. We get LA Knight. Versus Santos next. LA Knight tries to cheat to win. Santos kicks his arm off the second rope and rolls him up to get the W.
How great would it have been if Santos was like, Ray, me amo, or te amo, I love you. And then Ray takes off his gloves. I'm married, bitch. Tu quieres couples? Oh, man. So, yeah, LA Knight takes his L right here, which only bolsters his chances at winning
winning Money in the Bank. It bolsters Damian Priest's chances.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Priest is walking out of Money in the Bank with that title.
Entirely possible.
I think that shit is happening, man. It's going to be so exciting. He's going to do a hot tub party.
Oh, yeah, they got to bring back the hot tub party for sure.
You guys do couples?
So, do I like the party or am I a vampire?
I like the party or am I a vampire? Is it both?
Or am I a little bit of both?
Yeah. Anyways, so Jay is roaming around backstage. He sees the ghost of Sami Zayn sitting on a road case. Sami just looks up at him, stands up, nods his head, walks away. And then he just disappears.
And then we get Roman making his entrance.
Here we go.
We have like 5 minutes of him making his entrance. SmackDown rolls on. He comes back and he has the mic. He says, Lexington, acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
Before he can say anything else, Usos music hits. Jay makes his way to the ring, gets the mic. Roman smiles at him. Jay starts pacing back and forth while the crowd starts chanting Uso. Roman says, I know what they want. They want answers, Jay. So what's it going to be? Are you in or are you out? Steve, you can be Jay here.
Okay, so I'm Jay and you're Jimmy and Roman.
Sure.
Because that's sort of the thing. Okay. So Jay's about to respond and looks around and says, you tell me, Us. It's either going to be him, talking about Heyman, or it's me.
So then Roman says, all right, listen. When you're a tribal chief, you can have anyone you want to be your wise man. This is my wise man. He's not the Bloodline's wise man. He's not your wise man. He's not Jimmy's wise man. No, he's my wise man. He's here to help me as I lead. That's what you don't understand. I was only meant to get us to the promised land. You're meant to keep us here. You're meant to keep us at the top of the mountain. Wise man said, we'll start grooming you, but no. We've been grooming you for over 3 years now. 3 years now of hard work and equity into you. Why do you think you've become the right-hand man? Main event Jey Uso. Because you're meant to lead, just not yet. So the problem isn't the wise man. The problem is your brother. I know I've been with you your whole lives. You're inseparable. You're twins. But here's what you got to understand. You hear, yo.
No music.
It's Jimmy. It's Jimmy interrupting. So he walks towards the ring and he says, the problem is not your brother, Jay. The problem is your cousin. Let's get right to it. You say you're a leader and he's grooming you. The reality is he's using you. You actually believe this garbage coming out of his mouth? Look at me, Us. You believe this over me. And Roman's laughing while the crowd's chanting Uso. And he says, listen to them. They weren't doing this 10 years ago. Hell, it took you 10 years just to get y'all on WrestleMania. Since you've been with me, I know that was
a rough one, yeah.
And since you've been with me, you've main evented every single one. He's an anchor. I'm the wings. I lift you up. He drags you down. You have a great future ahead of you. I told you, you're next in line. You're the successor. You're the next tribal chief. And guess what? You can't be a tribal chief and a twin at the same time. Go ahead, let him plead and beg to you, give you that brother love. But hey, I could put a mask on too. You know what I'm saying? Wise man, we named Jay the right-hand man. Who was the only person that had a problem with it? And then Heyman glares at Jimmy, and Roman says, it wasn't the wise man. It was his suggestion. So, Steve?
Yeah, so Jay turns to Jimmy, and Jimmy can hardly even look at Jay, and Jay says, is that true? Look at me. Is it true?
Jimmy says, it's true, man.
So Jay paces around and says, wait a minute. So this whole damn time you've been doubting me?
Jimmy's like, no.
I expected that from him, but not you. Let me guess, because you know what's best for both of us, because you're the big brother. Listen to your older brother, Joshua. I love that he went to the real name thing. Listen to your older brother, Joshua. That's all I heard growing up. You know what? Me and you, we've been competing against him, when in all reality, I've been trying to get over your ass. Mr. Prom King right here. Mr. Player of the Year. Mr. Most Likely to Succeed. Guess what? A blessing happened in disguise. You got hurt. I stepped up. I main evented SmackDown. I main evented pay-per-views. I main evented WrestleMania. You know why? They know us now. I'm the right-hand man. Main event Jey Uso. And it's all because of him. So guess what? You're out. And then
Roman just starts laughing.
He belly laughs. And then Jay gets right in Jimmy's face and says, and I'm out too. And then whoop-ha! Turns around and super kicks Roman right in the face, and he sells it like a champ. Yeah. So looks down at Roman. He's got the same look that Dean Ambrose had when Seth took that chair to Roman. Looks at Jay just shocked. He looks for a spike. Jay ducks out of the way. Jimmy super kicks him, and then they both super kick him out of the ring. And the Usos are about to leave, and Roman comes to, gets to his feet. Oh, he's pissed. He's like, at first he's like McMahon when he busted both of his quads that time. And he's like, he's yelling at them and stuff. So he gets up and he does the Cody strut towards them, and they just completely blast him with the super kick.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that was good stuff.
It was something else. So yeah, then shortly afterward on Twitter, they announced the tag match, Usos versus Roman and Solo. Let Jay pin Roman.
So yeah, let's talk about that. Is that going to be
Roman? Then we get Jay and Roman at SummerSlam for the title. Solo costs Jay the title. Then they pivot to Usos and Solo, with them trying to get Solo away from Roman, while Roman has some other feuds over the fall.
Man, I don't know. You're speed running this stuff. I do think that you're right about Jay and Roman now and for SummerSlam. I think that's a great idea. Here's the thing. Jay pins Roman at Money in the Bank, and then they do that at SummerSlam. They can build that story to fool me. Also, I'm kind of a dullard into thinking Jay might be the guy at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
They can fool me. I don't think it's going to happen, but
no, I don't think it's gonna happen
when it
either,
happens, I might put some confidence points on that shit. I don't know about Solo turning this soon, though.
No, I'm not saying Solo's going to turn this soon. Solo's going to cost Jay the
Solo
match against
costs Jay.
Roman.
Okay.
And then the story through the fall is the Usos trying to get Solo out of the Bloodline.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
That seems to be the time frame, maybe.
Yeah.
I know you didn't watch Rampage. I had time this morning, so
you know
I did.
What? I did.
What?
I actually did watch Rampage, but this is the last time we're gonna watch. We're gonna actually.
Well,
do
for
a
sure.
review
Yeah.
on Rampage.
I mean, if I have time on a Monday morning, I might, but it's not going to be an every week thing. So let's run through these results
If there's
real
shit
quick.
that happens on Rampage, then I'm down to watch.
Dude, the shit that's going to happen on the AEW weekend show is going to be Collision. This United Empire versus Chaos match was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, it was. That was good stuff.
United Empire gets the win. Fletcher catches Rocky Romero when he's trying to hit Ospreay with sliced bread, hits him with Tombstone. Ospreay follows with a hidden blade to get the win. Taya Valkyrie defeats Trish Adora with a spear and a stomp. Matt Hardy in a promo accepts the Guns challenge. I think that's happening on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Mark Briscoe, Papa Briscoe, and Aubrey Edwards defeat Jay Lethal, Jeff, and Karen Jarrett.
What'd you think of that match?
It was all over the place.
It was all over the place. It was silly.
Yeah, exactly.
It was silly. It was, I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun. The Papa Briscoe stuff was fun. The Aubrey Edwards and Karen Jarrett stuff was, oh man, I don't know. It was something else. But yeah, Aubrey blasts Lethal with a guitar, reverses a stroke attempt from Karen into the figure four to get the win there.
See, Aubrey Edwards knows how to do a figure four.
Yeah, yeah, she does. I'm just looking forward to that concession stand brawl, man.
Yeah, I know that's gonna be awesome. Chris Statlander then interrupts a Taya interview, says you can have a TBS title shot whenever you want. So I believe that's happening on Dynamite this Wednesday.
Yeah.
We get the pre-main event interview this time. Mark Henry just interviews Callis and Takeshita. And just
I love Takeshita's promos, dude.
Yeah, man.
They're so fun.
And then we get the match, Takeshita defeating Bandito. Takeshita wins with the jumping knee, then a forearm to the back, and then the power drive knee. And apparently Bandito broke his wrist during this match.
I saw that. I think he's going to be out for a little while.
That's a bummer.
That is a big bummer. He's so much fun to watch. We've got questions and then a Raw preview. Larson, I have searched far and wide for a temporary replacement for Phil McDonald.
No temporary. He's fired. He's gone.
While the negotiations continue.
There's no negotiations to be had. I fired him. That's full stop. That's it. And I'm tired of these discussions thinking that, see, here's the thing, Steve. I fired him. If it was just, all right, Larson, I accept your decision, then people wouldn't be asking about it. There'd be finality to it. Yeah. But you continually saying, oh, negotiate a return. Are you sure he's done? It's giving people hope. Here's the thing. There's no hope. He's fired. Done.
Maybe there's a reason.
Who do you want, Steve? Me or Phil McDonald?
Maybe there's a reason why you're walking Final Destination, man, because you get so grumpy and just into the woods about this.
Are you going to answer my question? Do you want Phil McDonald? Do you want me? Because that's your choice right now.
I'm married, man. You do couples? But listen, enough of the negativity. Let's talk about the replacement today. After we answer questions, I brought on the one, the only, Brett the Hitman Horse. He's here today.
Brett Hitman Horse. All
Brett
right.
Hitman Horse is here.
All right. Nay, huh?
Yeah, we're going to get some nays today. Yeah, absolutely. So that's a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will appreciate that. He's raring to go. He's absolutely he's whinnying right now, I think.
Yeah.
So
Steve,
anyways,
can you give me a Winnie, please?
Well, you wait for Brett.
No, I'm not saying it's Brett Hitman Horse. I'm saying just you, Steve. Give me a Winnie.
Winnie.
Thank you.
What do? I do YouTube questions, right? Oh, so by the way, number one, we've got like almost 700 people watching on YouTube. Can you guys do us a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button and then hit the subscribe button and the notify bell? We're trying to get positive growth here. Positive growth. In 2022, we lost about 900 subs on YouTube. already in 2023, we're up by 256.
It's amazing.
Which doesn't
it's amazing.
Seem like
positive
a lot,
growth. And I think a lot of that
is
is streaming on the YouTube. That's helped a lot.
Yeah, YouTube wants you to do YouTube things.
Yeah.
So we're up and we want to keep on getting up. So please hit that subscribe button and the notify bell. And then also, if you become a channel member or hit us up on the YouTube at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Hit that join button or hang out live, and maybe one of the awesome friendos like Hogan or Leisha will gift you a membership. That's a possibility as well.
Indeed.
And you get access to the question threads for here on the show. You get access to our weekly bonus episode, Overrun, on Fridays. You get access to the huge, big June predictions challenge to become the new Big Blue champion. John Hosey is putting up his Big Blue predictions title. Very exciting stuff there.
Indeed.
And we're going to be doing that at the Forbidden Door. We've got Money in the Bank predictions challenge. And what I'm most excited about, Larson, the G1. That's right.
Coming up soon. About 3 weeks time.
I'm running the whole thing there.
You're not even running the first day of matches, dude.
You're probably right, but a guy can dream.
One can dream. I'm not going to destroy your dreams. I'll just, put a little cold water on them. Kiddo Hudson here with the super chat says, where is the Malachi Black impersonator and what is his name?
Oh, wow.
It's Ice Cream Man, isn't it?
I've seen him on the Craigslist sort of page for celebrity impersonators. It's Ice Cream Man.
Ice Cream Man, yeah. Jay Butler with the redoing their sub. Thank you, Jay. Says Jay super kick was smoother than Jimmy's, and I loved it.
Ooh, it's like butter. Jonathan Vieira says, so far, what have been the 3 most important moments for the Bloodline story? I think probably Jay quitting on behalf of Jimmy.
Yep.
That was number 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sammy turning on Roman. Probably number 2. And then I would say Jimmy was more important than Jay this time around. I think like Jimmy's is the more important one.
In terms of what's more important to the story, I don't think it's necessarily Sammy turning on Roman. I think it's Jay accepting Sammy into the Bloodline.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's good.
I think that's what really started a real pivot thing. So as Jay said, Sammy was the one who saw good in him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And without that, I don't think Jay would be on this path right now.
Boy, the trial of Sami Zayn as well.
Yeah.
Psycho just gifted 5 memberships here in the
YouTube. Thank you so
much. That's so nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
There has been.
There's been a lot. And a great case can be made for all of these.
Alex Foster asks here, you guys said about whoever gets every G1 match right is going to win, but if someone gets every match wrong, isn't that equally impressive? Should they get something too? That's a great point. Somebody to get everything wrong is kind of the same as somebody getting everything right. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta think about if somebody does get everything right, we got to do something special for that person. Yeah, I know. Like, I know. Design them a custom shirt or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. DJ Mott, we got some time to think about it. So yeah, absolutely. DJ Mott says, would you guys have the tribal council get involved between the Usos and Bloodline? I'm going to say no, because that probably is going to be cheesy. Yeah. Everybody's so good in their roles and their performances. If you bring in like Rikishi and I don't know who else, like it sort of runs the risk of like, are they up to the task of advancing the drama with their performances? Mm-hmm. That's the question. Sebastian Garcia, how will the opinions of Warner Brothers Discovery of CM Punk be affected if the next few weeks of Collision taping struggle and ticket sales at the level that they have been? So if Hamilton stays around 800 tickets sold, maybe 1,000. I don't think if Regina is still under 2,000. I don't think Warner Brothers Discovery is going to give a shit about the live attendance. I think they'll give a shit about the ratings, but I don't know. I get the feeling that anything above a number that's probably lower than we figure it would be is going to be good enough for them. Mm-hmm. That's my take on that. And I think they'll probably understand. Yeah, you know, you gotta pop your ratings from time to time, but otherwise a certain, you know, baseline. You need your baseline. Yep. Yeah. Shave on here says power rank all of Roman Reigns' betrayals. Oh, Seth is number 1. Seth is number 1. That's the one that set everything into action. Yeah. So let's put them on the table. We got Seth, we got Jimmy, we got Jay, we got Sammy, and we got Sammy. I would say Seth is number 1.
I understand Jimmy and Jay are blood. I get
Sammy's
that.
is number 2 because that's the first time Roman kind of understood or could conceive an idea of someone within his family betraying him again.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. And on top of that, it's like, it's one thing for family, but like Roman used his judgment and let this guy in, you know? And then I think it'd be Jimmy then Jay. Great question. Andrew Whitaker says, what would a custom Money in the Bank briefcase look like for each of you?
For each of us?
Yeah. What would your Money in the Bank attaché case look like?
I'll make it look like a guitar. Put a guitar neck on it.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Put a hole in it and put a little, like make it an electric one. So it has, these make guitars that had speakers in the guitar.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do.
Mine would look like the saucer section of the Enterprise.
All right. That's good.
That's what I would do.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Carlos here says, now that Roman has been betrayed again, is it possible he'll become paranoid and suspect Solo or the Wise Man of betraying him?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Roman should descend into paranoia. That'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
Like he should be second guessing everything Solo does in that Money in the Bank match.
Nikyle says, who should replace Kevin Kelly on commentary for Collision while he's away for the G1? So he's going to be he's going to need a fill-in for about a month.
Not Excalibur. You know, that's one thing I noticed with Collision is that Excalibur sometimes gives me an anxiety attack. I'm being exaggerative there. But like, you know, it's like sometimes he rushes you through the show. And I know that's his thing. Like, that's his thing. That's fine. I think he's good at a lot of stuff. But like, I love like Kevin Kelly and Nigel are just so much more laid back. And it just has a nice, like, let it develop pace. I don't need to be like shouted at with every backstory going back to Shikara for certain people, you know? I don't need to be yelled at for all that stuff. And I feel like sometimes Excalibur's just like yelling action at me, whereas Kevin Kelly is just smooth like butter, you know? He's just like, just chill. So who should be? Heather says Riccaboni. That's great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Riccaboni would be a good call. Yeah. Yeah.
Jacob says, do you guys think it's possible that Seth loses the title to Balor and Priest wins Money in the Bank? No, but yes, and then Priest takes that title off Seth. That's why Seth is getting all these title defenses in right now.
Could be.
So he can actually lay claim to, hey, I defended this more times in the 1 month that I had it than Roman did in the last 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Mayor Planet Houston, what teams do you want to see in the blind eliminator if it ends up being just the Lethal Lottery? Just renamed. One of the Young Bucks was CM Punk.
Yeah, 1,000% that.
Yeah.
Ace Steel needs to join with Kenny
Omega. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Blake Whitehouse asks, has AEW cooled Jay White off too much? This time last year, Punk and Jay White in the same ring would have been amazing, but now not many people care.
Jay White was like barely featured in that match at Collision. It was all about Samoa Joe and CM Punk, which isn't a terrible idea, but I don't know. Jay White, he sort of also has that like sort of nothing gets him, nothing rattles him, you know, like he'll be fine. He'll still be back doing the Bang Bang Gang stuff. So no, I think he'll be fine. Maybe that's just me being overly optimistic.
Yeah. Oh, Cruz has a good question. If you could change your voice to a wrestler's voice and be stuck like that forever, who would you pick? Oh, give me Damian Priest's voice.
I was about to say that.
Would you want to have Stone Cold's voice the rest of your life?
Oh, hell no.
What about
I
Samoa
don't think
Joe?
so. I'd like 2 McGriddles for my fat ass. Next, bitch. No, I just had a good one. I mean, LA Knight's a good choice.
Oh, yeah. LA Knight would be a good choice.
The Rock's a good one. Maybe Malachi. Hello.
Yeah.
I'd like 2 McGriddles. Yeah, I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Jack Napier, Steve, would you please? It's been a while.
Anonymous tip. Napier's cleaning out Axis chemicals.
Jack Napier asked, if Roman were to recruit new Bloodline members, who would be available for him to recruit?
Who'd be available? Tamina.
Yeah.
Well, no, that wouldn't work.
I believe Jacob Fatu is still under contract with MLW.
WWE didn't seem to care about them, though. So, like,
I mean, they're currently a lawsuit with MLW, so they might not want to, like,
Right. So
Do that.
toss another one on the stack.
All right, just another lawsuit on the pile, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. Why not? While we're at it. Let's see here. Oh, this is a good question. Dank Meme Center says, do you guys think Jay will get the accolade of pinning Roman, or they hold that feed off for the eventual person to dethrone him? I think you're right, man. I think they should do Jay. Now, will they?
I don't know, but they should do Jay.
They should.
It's not for the title. He's first person to pin Roman.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Makes sense.
We got a slew of gifted memberships over here. Maggie and Leisha both gifted 5 more. Thank you both.
Thank you. Over here on the Twitch, Maggie gifted 5 subs too. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you guys so much. The absolute.
We really do.
The absolute.
We really do.
Giants here at Going in Rome.
Indeed.
Great question. Spud Kid says, who's had the best turnaround since this time last year? He gives us Yuta, Juice, Dom, Jarrett, Luchasaurus, or other.
I mean, the answer is Dom.
It's Dom. It's definitely Dom.
Yeah, quite clearly Dom, yeah.
I would say Dom, Jarrett, for us, for Going in Raw.
Yeah.
Dom, Jarrett, Juice, Yuta, and then Luchasaurus. I've never really had a big problem with Luchasaurus.
No.
And I maybe Spud's not necessarily talking about us, because these people have had some turnarounds. But
yeah.
I mean, look, I could just speak for myself. It's Dom, Jarrett, Juice, Yuta, Luchasaurus.
Yeah. We got these ones from Psycho already. The gifted membership. Sorry.
Basie says, by the time we as the audience see the conclusion of the Bloodline storyline end, would we as the wrestling community come to the consensus top 3, 5, or 10 wrestling story arcs of all time? 3 easily.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be not even a debate as to it being the top number 1.
Yeah.
I think, dude, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how they could shit the landing.
Yeah.
But even at this point, if they shit the landing, I still think it's probably way up there. If Roman got injured today and had to retire, I still think that there's a million. That's the thing. They have set this up so that it could play out in a number of fascinating ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And maybe it won't be, because there's so many people involved that I don't know, they could still blow it off in a pretty interesting way. It wouldn't be nearly as good as if that didn't happen, but I think they're going to stick the landing, man.
Matthew Brownlee says, not wrestling related, but I saw your guys' review of the Spider-Man Whopper. Remembered the questions you asked, specifically with the name of the Long Boy Chicken Sandwich. Matthew says, I am a manager at Burger King, and I can say it is actually called the original chicken sandwich, but for some reason got mixed up with it being called the original crispy chicken sandwich, which is actually the Royal Crispy Chicken Sandwich. They are 2 completely different sandwiches. Confusing? I know. Imagine having to always ask what chicken sandwich they mean when they say original crispy chicken sandwich.
That must be really different. Man, we've got a legit Burger King manager listening to the show.
That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. That's great. That makes me so excited.
Super
Wrestle
awesome.
and Wriggle. Now we've got an insider at McDonald's, and we've got a Burger King one. It's like AEW and WWE, man, but we're not about tribalism here. We're about loving everything.
Exactly.
Wrestling Wriggle here. He just gifted a membership as well to the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wins again.
All
Jesse,
right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Jesse says, what's your go-to karaoke song? We'll speed run because there's a bunch of these.
Right.
Jesse says, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Personally, it's probably Springsteen's Born to Run.
My personal one is George Jones' The Grand Tour.
Yeah.
Our together one, we've done some R. Kelly, which is a lot of fun, but we can't really do that anymore.
Not going to do that anymore,
I'll go with the MC5's Kick Out the Jams.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, hold on. Yes or no? From Albert. Will the promo from Punk push the Elite to WWE?
No. The promo by itself, no.
I'm going to say no. Let's see here. No. Okay, we sort of did that one. Sorry. Oh, wow, this is great. This is a good one. Carlos says, using only facial expressions, he says, sorry, Audio Realm. How would you react to the following results? So you give the facial reactions. I'll explain to audio what it is, okay?
Sure. All right.
Number 1, your facial expression Your reaction, Danielson beats Okada. Sort of not shocked, but mildly surprised. Number 2, Becky wins Money in the Bank. Your expression is, yeah, it sounds right. Next, Roman and Solo beat the Usos. Ooh, disdain.
I was thinking more moderate disappointment.
Okay. Next, Bianca beats Asuka and Charlotte for the title. The double thumbs up. But not overwhelmed. And then this one, Naito wins the G1. Sort of like, yeah, they could have gone with somebody younger. Okay, I guess.
It's probably about a year or two too late. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me throw one more on there.
Sure.
Evil wins the G1. Okay, full on Picard facepalm. Okay, that's what I figured. There you go. That was good. I like that. That was a good one. I like those. Hey, that's a good. I like that. Little.
That's fun. That is fun. Yeah, that's good.
That is fun. Hold on a second. Adam Bull asks, "Where's our 100,000 subscriber plaque?" It's outside my office door here.
Yeah.
And I keep it there because, like, you know, I got 3 stepkids, one of my own, and whenever they bring anybody over, they are like, "Whoa, what is that?" So it's really just to impress my children's friends, because then I look cool to my kids, even though I don't. They always like, "Oh, he's just a big dummy who's on YouTube." You know, everybody thinks it's cool except for my kids. All right. So are you ready for?
I guess.
The Hitman Horse.
I guess. Time to get back on the saddle again, huh?
You got that right. Let's head to the ranch and see. I don't know if this is like Brett as a horse or maybe Brett as horse aficionado. I'm not sure what to expect.
Come on, let's just get it. I'm expecting the worst, so let's just get to it, all right?
Here we go. Hello, hey, hello. Hi. Hello, hi, it's Brett. It's Brett here. Brett the Hitman Horse. It's my new gimmick, because now I love horses, and here's my horse right here.
Oh, so you're not horse that's been embodied by Bret Hart.
So here's the thing. This is my situation here. This is my situation. I'm gonna try to breed myself with horse. So this is the horse that I've chosen to do that. Yeah. Do you have a question for me?
No, I don't.
Do you have a question about the process that I'm?
Well, I do have a question because it's an impossibility. It's not going to happen.
Listen, I'm telling you, I've done science, and I
don't think you have, Brett.
And I think don't interrupt me. I'm the Hitman Horse, and I think that I'm gonna make the next iteration in the Hart family, Hart Horse, and or Horse Hart. I think it's gonna be Horse Hart. And it's gonna be because I'm gonna mate with horse, and we're gonna make this happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's not.
All right, you guys want to talk about WWE Raw?
Let's please talk about Raw. WWE Raw.
Is that piece of shit Goldberg on the show?
It doesn't look like
who would never mate with Goldberg, a horse.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's talk about this. First up,
yeah, let's get through this, please.
Matt Riddle, he's looking to snap Ludwig Kaiser's leg. Because that's I was gonna do that to Sean. I was gonna do Sean once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna snap his leg. I was gonna say fuck you.
Yeah, I've heard the story.
You can't be with horse. Next up, we've got Trish Stratus versus Raquel Rodriguez in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Trish Stratus is great. She's from Canada. Next up, here we go. Rhea Ripley to battle Natalya in Night of Champions rematch. Hopefully they do the right thing here. Put that title in Natalya, not like WCW did. When they put the title on Goldberg, that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I don't think that's going to happen tonight there, Brett. But anyways, one last thing, and then we're done.
All right, next up on Raw tonight, Paul Logan. He's going to make his way back to Raw. So why'd they get the guy who played Crocodile Dundee to be on WWE programming?
Well, first of all, it's Paul Hogan.
What?
Paul Hogan is Logan Paul is going to be on Raw.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. These fuck WWE anyways. I'm more interested in AEW's Owen. The Owen tournament.
That's starting soon, isn't it?
It's starting soon. The Owen tournament. But then, the winner of the Owen gets to come. The winner of the Owen gets to come watch me make with horse.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Bret Hart Horse. Thank you. Have a good day.
What was that? What was
completely
that?
Inappropriate. We're not having him back at all.
What was he talking about?
Not having him back at all. What? You find these guests, you don't do any screening?
No, I did. He said he has a love for horses. Not that he loves horses or he
We're
wants
not
to
doing
love
that again.
them.
Absolutely not.
What was that?
I feel like I should be the one.
Make a horse person?
That's not possible.
No, it's not. Everybody knows that. You can't do that.
You can't do that. From
this
here on
isn't
out.
the island of Dr. Moreau.
Hear me out. Listen to this. From here on out, I choose the guests.
Okay.
I'm going to do a screening process. I'll have a new guest by Friday.
Okay. Perfect. Let's do it. Somebody who is appropriate.
Yes.
And like scientifically, they kind of know what they're talking about. Like the most basic.
That's like eighth grade biology?
Do you think 7th graders think that horse people can be made? No, I kind of knew that when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Were you curious, like heading into the 8th grade, you're like, I hope I find out that, what they can make with horses.
No, it never crossed my mind.
Never really crossed my mind either. Bret the Hitman Horse, you're uninvited.
Yeah. I'll have new guests by Friday, all right?
Okay. I'd appreciate that. What is happening?
Oh, gosh. All right.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. Let's be done for the day, please.
We'll be done, but I'm kind of tired too because that was too much. I really needed to do a better job vetting that one. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that was, oh my goodness. Now people are going to be like, bring back Bret the Hitman Horse. Maybe we can negotiate. Maybe we can negotiate.
No, there's no negotiation. I'll put it this way, Steve. If you want to talk Bret Hitman Horse, have at it. If you want to talk to Phil McDonald, do it on WrestleJuice. All right, cool.
They'll both be on Friday. Awesome.
No, on WrestleJuice, I said. If you want to talk to Dick Slavitt, do it on WrestleJuice. I'm done with them.
Yeah.
Done. From here on out, I'm selecting my guests.
You choose the guests.
I choose the guests.
Ray here says, I want to know what R. Kelly song we did. Ignition remix, Ray.
Yeah.
You're good, too. It
was pretty good.
There is a YouTube video of it
Yeah.
out there somewhere. Just type in that stuff. You could see us karaokeing that shit. Yeah. Anyways. So yeah, that's going to do it for the show today. That went off the rails. Completely off the rails. He's asking to come back in chat. You want to bring him back?
No, we're done. Goodbye, everybody. I'm going to end the stream now, too, maybe.
Okay, let's end the stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.